Pride and Prejudice and Zombies is a tale of romance. It is a tale of courage, and it is a tale of love. When the odds are stacked against you, valor must stand so that goodness will prevail in the end. It is through the most trying of times that the deepest bonds of attachment are formed, the defining trait that makes us truly human. When the world is coming to an end, what left is there but to fight? Trained by Shaolin priests at the temple in Hainan, Elizabeth Bennet resides at Longbourn with her sisters in continuous preparation for the worst. They know that life may or may not have a plan for them, and that the apocalypse could arrive at any moment. It's when the need for diversion arises that her sister Jane meets the captivating Captain Charles Bingley. And it is here that Elizabeth encounters the incorrigible Colonel Darcy. She develops an instant aversion to him, and yet there's something mesmerizing about him, something that she cannot shake. What we know is that Colonel Darcy and Captain Bingley achieved their military titles from their service to the great cause. As the 18th century had settled in, with the great success of its trade profits, it was guessed that a deadly plague was set in motion by the devious machinations of the French. The scale of devastation was so threatening that a vast wall was built to encircle the capital city of London. Further beyond the reaches of this grand barrier, a moat canal was engineered. The land existing between the Grand Barrier and the Royal Canal was called the In-Between, and there were bridges that linked outer England with the inner protected region of London. At the Battle of Kent, one of these bridges was compromised. It was said that King George had gone mad by the many deaths of his subjects. The bridges had to be shut down, all except for one that was known as Hingham Bridge. After many years of fighting, it was gradually thought that much of the plague had been defeated. Gentry citizens returned to their homes now fortified, and it was in this situation that Colonel Darcy had found himself amid continuing operations to eradicate the plague completely. It's when the real Elizabeth Bennet shines that Darcy realizes the uncommon beauty of her dark eyes. Her abilities fascinate him, even as she contends with the intimidations of Caroline's taunting. Elizabeth herself is arrested by his introspective manner, and she is forced to recognize this awareness. Yet she has other troubles to face. Her cousin Mr. Collins wants her to be his wife, and she's scolded by her mother for rejecting him. Amid the fiasco, she comes into the orbit of Mr. Wickham, who denounces Colonel Darcy as anything but a friend. It is here that the plague is revealed to Elizabeth in a different light. She learns that the plague can be controlled by feeding the infected with an alternate source of sustenance, and she is appalled by the implications. It comes to pass that Elizabeth is introduced to the mighty Lady Catherine de Bourgh. And again Wickham appears to speak for the possibility of allowing the non-infected and the infected to coexist. Wickham further exerts his influence by informing Elizabeth that it was Darcy who has ruined her sister's chances with Captain Bingley. And the stage is set for Darcy to make a fool of himself, proposing to the girl who has vowed never to give him even the slightest time of day. Elsewhere, the Grand Barrier is subjected to a massive attack. London falls under siege as Elizabeth learns much in a most intimate letter from Darcy. She had been wrong all along, but does that mean that it's too late? Lydia has been lured away by Mr. Wickham, where they retreat to the stronghold of the infected at the Church of St. Lazarus. London becomes overrun by the great hordes, ever spiraling into oblivion. Elizabeth owns up to the Colonel, even as she saves his life. But to save her in return, he is forced to deceive her. And though it is Darcy who manages to save her sister's life, for Elizabeth, as she dashes madly, it all may come to be too little too late. And so it is that the story forces you to ask yourself, are you willing to fight for love? Are you willing to die for love? Book Time Learning is dedicated to the study of writing and literature. If this video has been helpful in any way, please consider clicking the like button and/or subscribing. And thank you for watching.